Hey yo, hey, it's Mrs. Yao back with this week's edition of Scholastic News. This week, our Scholastic News is called Making Crayons. Crayola makes 3 billion crayons a year. How are all those crayons made? As you read, think about how crayons change as they are made. Okay, go ahead and turn to the inside. Make sure you follow along as I read. Inside a crayon factory. Do you love opening a new box of crayons? Do you love the smell, the pointy tips, and the bold colors? We peeked inside the Crayola factory to see how crayons are made. Step 1. Color the wax. First, workers dump powdered color called pigment into machines. Dark colors like black need a lot of pigment. Lighter colors like yellow need less pigment. The machines mix the pigment with melted wax. Step 2. Mold the wax. Next, workers pour the melted colored wax into molds. The molds are shaped like crayons. Super cold water surrounds the molds. The wax cools and hardens. Out pops crayons. Step 3. Label the crayons. Another machine puts a label around each crayon. The label says what color the crayon is. There are regular colors like blue and red. There are also unusual colors like fuzzy wuzzy brown and pink flamingo. Step 4. Box the crayons. Next, the crayons get packed into boxes. The factory has a cool machine for this. The machine has many sections. Each section holds a different crayon color. Workers turn on the machine. It drops a crayon of each color into a Crayola box. Some boxes hold 8 crayons. Others hold 152 crayons. No matter how many crayons it holds, each box smells wonderful. Each box has crayons with pointed tips, and each box holds great colors. Those boxes go on a truck to be brought to a store near you. What color do you want to use first? Blue or pink flamingo? Let the coloring begin. All right, down at the bottom, how crayons are made. We have a diagram that we're going to follow to see the different steps. Step 1, workers pour colored powder into the melted wax. A machine mixes it in. So that's our photograph with the caption underneath telling us what's happening. Step 2, the colored wax goes into a mold. Crayons will pop out. So you can see here is a diagram that shows here's the mold. Here's the liquid wax being poured in, and here are the hard crayons that are popping out once it cools. Step 3. A machine prints labels. It wraps them around the crayon. Step 4. A crayon of each color goes into the boxes. All right, turn to page 4. So at the top, we have a graph that we're going to use this week to answer our questions. Students voted on a name for a new crayon color. The graph shows which names students in 2 classes like best. Use the graph to answer the questions below. So the graph is called Crayon Name Vote Graph. At the bottom, we have the different colors and the 2 classes. On the side, we have the number of students that voted for that color. So the first one, Ocean Blue. Miss Perry's class is this dark blue bar, and it looks like it goes all the way up to the number 10. Miss Kilm's class is this striped bar, and it comes between the 6 and between the 8 on that line. So what number comes between 6 and 8? That's right, 7. For Blue Who, Miss Perry's class is the dark blue bar, and they went all the way up to the number 6. Miss Kilm's class is the striped bar, and they went to the number 4. For 2 Blue, Miss Perry's class voted for 4 with the dark blue bar. And Miss Kilm's class is the long striped bar, and it goes all the way up to the number 8. All right, so number 1, how many students in Miss Perry's class voted for Blue Who? So find blue who on your graph, find Miss Perry's bar, or Miss Perry's class bar, and find the number of students that voted for blue who. Number 2, which name got more votes in Miss Kim's class than in Miss Perry's class? So you have to look at the 2 bars for each of the 3 colors, and you're looking for the one for Miss Kim's class where the students voted for more of that color than Miss Perry's class did. Was that ocean blue, blue who, or 2 blue? Number 3, in which class did more students vote for ocean blue? So you have to look at ocean blue and find the class that voted for more. Miss Perry's class or Mr. Kim's class? Sorry. I believe I actually have been saying Miss Kim for each of these, and I'm sorry. I should be saying Mr. Kim. Miss Yao's eyes are old. It's hard to see. Number 4, how many students in both classes combined voted for blue who? So here's blue who. You need to find the total for Miss Perry's class and the total for Mr. Kim's class. And when you combine them, what operation do you do? That's right, addition. So you need to add them together to find out how many students voted for blue who. All right, now the bonus, remember, is a question you have to answer. If you don't answer, it gets counted wrong. So make sure you answer this one. What would you name the new crayon color? Write it on the crayon. So it doesn't have to say ocean blue, blue who, or 2 blue. You can come up with your own name for the new blue colored crayon. All right, let's go to our reading quiz questions. Now remember, for this, you need to look back on your magazine article to help prove your answers. You can even underline them with your pencil or a crayon in the magazine once you find it to help you prove your answer. Number 1, what is this article mostly about? Was it about the author's favorite crayon colors, how Crayola crayons are made, or what you can do with crayons? Number 2, what is wax mixed with to create the crayon colors? A, pigment, B, molds, or C, labels? Make sure you look back and find that answer. Number 3, which of these is not a regular color? Red, blue, pink flamingo. If you're not sure, make sure you look back in the article where it talks about regular colors. Number 4, which photo in the sidebar at the bottom of the article shows wax going into molds? So for this one, you'll need to look at the bottom of your magazine, and you're going to either say photo 1, photo 2, photo 3, or photo 4. One of those shows wax going into molds. Which one is that? Photo 1, photo 2, or photo 4? Number 5, why is it important to label each crayon? A, so people know the names of the colors. B, because the wrappers protect the crayons. Or C, both A and B, meaning A and B answers are both correct answers. All right, friends, make sure you prove your answers. Be very careful.